Okay, let's talk about something really frustrating. You spend weeks, maybe even months, pouring your heart into the perfect fundraising proposal. You hit send, you're hopeful, and then nothing. Just silence. It's like you're shouting into a void, wondering if anyone even saw it. What if the problem isn't your mission? What if it's the way you're telling the story?
Exactly. I mean, if you feel like your proposals are just disappearing into some kind of black hole, you are definitely not alone. It's a massive issue, and it's usually a symptom of a much deeper problem. We're using a totally outdated approach that, honestly, treats donors more like ATMs than actual partners in our mission.
And this leads to what we call the fundraising treadmill. You know the feeling, right? You're just churning out more and more proposals, but you keep getting the same lackluster results. You're bleeding time and resources, all while focusing on your own needs, and that "we need money" narrative, it just doesn't inspire people. It leads to major donor fatigue.
But what if I told you there's a way to get off that treadmill for good? There's a powerful strategic shift you can make, a kind of secret weapon that completely flips the script. It changes the dynamic from a desperate ask into an exciting, unmissable opportunity.
And that weapon is the case for support. Now, hold on. This isn't just another document you have to write. Think of it more like your organization's investment perspectives. It's a total mindset shift that reframes your entire fundraising story from the ground up.
I mean, just look at the difference here on this slide. On the left, that's the old way, the standard grant proposal. It's reactive, it's transactional, and it's all about your needs. But on the right, that's the new way. The case for support is visionary, it's driven by the donor's passion, and it presents an investment in your future, focusing entirely on the donor's impact.
Okay, so to really get this, I want you to picture something. The modern philanthropist, especially someone with significant resources, isn't thinking like they're giving to a charity. No, they're thinking like a venture capitalist. They're searching for the absolute best return on their investment.
And that's the absolute key, right? Today's donors want to fund a bold vision. They want to back proven success. They're not interested in just paying your light bill or covering a deficit. They want to partner with you to solve huge, meaningful problems. Desperation just doesn't sell.
So, how do you attract that kind of partnership? Well, this guide breaks it down beautifully. Sophisticated funders are looking for a few key things. They want to see visionary leadership. They need a proven track record to, de-risk their investment. It has to align with their own values, and this is so important. They need to see a clear role for themselves in the story. They want to be the hero who makes the impact possible.
All right, here's something super simple but incredibly powerful you can do like right now. It's called the U language audit. Go grab one of your recent proposals and just count how many times you say we or our organization. Then count how many times you say you or your. The goal is to completely flip that ratio.
And this right here, this is why it works. Instead of saying, "we need money to build a clinic," you say, "your investment will build a new clinic." See the difference? That phrasing does something amazing psychologically. It gives the donor a sense of agency. It puts them in the driver's seat, making them feel powerful. It's their investment that's creating their impact.
And look, this isn't just some feel-good theory. The data absolutely backs this up. Recent data from the FundRobin team shows that organizations with a documented donor-centric strategy, the kind built on this U language, are 3.1 times more likely to get consistent funding year after year. 3.1 times. That is a massive game-changing difference.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually build this thing? Where do I even start? Well, it can feel overwhelming, but thankfully, there's a simple, foolproof framework you can use to structure your whole narrative. It's called the 5 Ps Blueprint.
This framework is brilliant because it builds a complete, compelling argument from start to finish. You begin with purpose, the urgent why now. Then you connect to the heart with passion, the emotional, human story behind the data. You build trust by showcasing your people and place, proving you have the expert team and a focused community of impact. And finally, you seal the deal with your portfolio, the hard evidence that you've done this before and you can do it again.
So this all sounds amazing, right? But let's just pause and address the elephant in the room. This kind of deep, strategic work takes a ton of time, and it's time that most of us in the nonprofit world simply do not have.
Exactly. I mean, building one of these powerful documents from scratch, it's not a small task. We're talking over 200 hours of work. 200! For most teams, that's just not realistic. And it's the #1 reason this crucial work often gets pushed aside. But that's where the story gets really interesting. Just look at this chart. That monster 200-hour process, that's on the left, but new AI tools have completely changed the game. As you can see on the right, AI can do the heavy lifting, the data analysis, the synthesis, the initial drafting, and it can slash that time commitment by up to 80%. This makes a world-class strategy accessible to literally everyone, not just the giant organizations with huge teams.
And this is so important to understand. AI is not here to replace you. Not at all. It's here to empower you. Think of it this way. AI handles the tedious, data-heavy work so that you can be freed up to focus on the one thing that truly matters, building real, lasting relationships with your partners.
So, let me just leave you with this one final thought. Imagine a world where you're not asking for a handout anymore. Imagine your next proposal is so compelling, so visionary, and so focused on the donor that it becomes an absolutely undeniable investment opportunity. That transformation, it's not a dream. It's totally within your reach, starting today.